if we do the regular reflection every day or every week, I think the feedback loop is very short. So it's easily to adjust some baby steps. Hey, hello everyone. Welcome to the Jugg channel. And today is very special. Today we will talk about the Agile retrospective, but we will talk about this topic with English. And today I will also invite my two friends, KK and Andy, to talk about this topic.
Yes. I'm KK, so nice to meet you here. I'm the founder of the KK Talks and POA, and I'm driven the passion for building communities and for talent development and organization development. And I really hope I can make a real difference in the world, especially for Taiwan. Happy to be here. Thanks.
Thanks, KK.
Okay, hello everyone, Jugg and KK and all the audience in front of your notebook. I'm Andy. Yeah, I'm a senior Scrum Master and had applied for the Scrum adoption for many years since I was a software engineer, and then I become a project manager, and then become a former Scrum Master. And today I'm glad to talk to you two guys about an important topic, retrospective. I think this session will be very beneficial for the audience who want to master their skill. And I expect to have more conversation with you guys. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Andy.
I'm here to learn from you guys.
Yeah, welcome. And like I might say, it's a very special session. So that's because all us we are not the native speaker, right? So, but we still want to practice to using English to talk about our familiar topics. Yeah. So okay, let's get started. The first question is what is reflection? Because I know it's a very big topic, but I just very interesting or curious about what's the reflection for you personally.
I could share my viewpoints with you first. For me, reflection is more just like taking a step back to think about what happened, what went well, what didn't, and what we can do differently next time. It feels like you click a pause button on what you do and give yourselves and your team the chance to process things. In this activity, it's not just about looking at the outcome, it's also about the process. For example, when you're asking, how did we get here? Did we communicate well, or did we work together in the best way possible? If you were a listener, what do you feel about them? They somewhat enable our thinking on the insides of what we did, not questioning what we did or not. So reflection is less about judgment and more about awareness, understanding what's going on so we can make better choices moving forward. I think that's the meaning of reflection for me.
Yeah, thank you, Andy. But I forgot to mention why the question is what's the reflection, because the topic today is a retrospective, but we think about the reflection is a more high level question for us, and because retrospective is just a term from the Agile or Scrum. Yeah, Scrum create this term, but the reflection can happen everywhere. Yeah. How about you, KK? What's the reflection, the meaning for you?
For me, this reflection is like I draw something like here. I don't know if you can see here.
No, we cannot
It is
see
a circle. All right. So it's just like what Andy said. It's about awareness, and especially is for self things like self awareness. Because if you don't like what Jugg said, the main original topic is about retrospective, right? And for me, retrospective is more you say like a high level. I mean for me it's like a
reflection high level.
Agile. Yeah. Reflection is high level, and for about the retrospective, it will be like jargon of Agile. So not everyone knows what it means. And reflection is more close to the personal, deep inside things. So everything is from here. If you want to be improve, you want a continuous improvement, right? You want to be better, and you need to be awareness of yourself and do more like self reflection every day. For me, it's like personal things.
Yeah, thanks, KK. And for me, I think when I know the retrospective, that's because I entered the company and that company runs strong. So that's the first time I heard the retrospective. But thinking about before the retrospective, when we were in the school, we always have the time to do the retrospective. For example, after the exam or after the some game, we always do reflect or talk about what we did, what's our performance, what could we do better next time. So we always do these things, not just the retrospective. So for me, I agree with you guys. The reflection, it's a time or it's the behavior or action we adjust ourselves and we would like to improve ourselves step by step. So yeah, that's the meaning, the reflection for me.
I think it's kind of difficult. You need to judge yourself by a positive way, not a negative.
And you need to, you must be very honest for yourself.
Aware of everything of yourself. You just happen what you just said. Maybe you have a not nice attitude to someone else, but you didn't notice that, and you need to be aware of this first.
Yes.
Most of people they don't think, they think everything is normal, so they just keep doing something not nice to someone else. But I think about the reflection, the first step is to have awareness.
I want to share something about reflection because I fully approve of the concept that reflection seems like a more pure term of retrospective, because usually in Agile we say from retrospective, we won't say Agile reflection. And for this word reflection, we don't think about if the reflection is kind of positive thinking or it's kind of judgment. Actually, we didn't define that. So for reflection, based on our past experience in school, sometimes it might be tough. For example, you got a bad exam score, then you will be judged by your mom, your dad. Oh, you did so bad. You suck. It might be negative, but sometimes you'll be positive. Something like you made a great score and you progress 20 points than ever. So you get a big encouragement in this process. So for the reflection, if it is a positive or negative, but it's a pure reflection, something like you check something and you tell yourself what kinds of objective you want to achieve next time. We ignore the process. How we go there in a positive manner or negative one. We didn't talk about that. So that's why I say reflection is a more high-level idea of retrospective.
And in my opinion, positive and the negative opinions or ideas.
Actually, the mutual. Actually, I don't think it's a high level thing, because it's just like you take a mirror around you and you just check it every time. Just like what I said, if you talk to someone else, or you speak someone in a nice, and you need to know that, just like take a mirror around you.
Okay. Let's go ahead to the next question. It's also about the reflection. Next question is, why do we need a regular reflection?
I think that's the thing about it, because this topic is about retrospective. That is usually relevant to team level issues, but I want to talk about it from a more personal perspective. I have a habit of writing an annual review at the end of a year to conclude all the things I've done and went through and try to get some insights from within them. From the process, I have the chance to think what worked well, what didn't, and if there's anything could be improved further to adapt my life in the near future. For example, as I was writing the annual review, I thought it was slow to make up all the videos on my own, especially it takes time when you need to post-produce all the things. So this year, I decided to outsource part of my content creation to accelerate the deliverables and boost more audience engagement with me. So I think the primary reason for regular reflection is that we could adapt ourselves to external environment regularly. so that it's likely to forward to the vision we expect. And that's all the thing I want to share with you guys here. Yeah, I just use a personal example and a review to show what might be the regular reflection.
And I think in terms of human being, it's a normal human being. It's just a human behavior because it's about next step. Like if you
Mhm,
want to take a rest or you want to maybe do something big or it will change your life, you need to think more, think deeper, think what to do next. A way to think because you want to move your life forward, right? So you need to
mhm,
think what is good for me to do next. My point of view is kind of simple. It's
mhm,
just that.
mhm,
All right.
mhm. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Mm.
Why I ask
yeah,
this
yeah.
question because the
Mhm.
point is the frequency.
Oh, uh-huh.
Yeah, just like a human being, what we need to do next. We always want to think.
Mhm,
It's just like a normal behavior. Yeah, because
Mhm.
the
mhm,
every
mm,
normal people, if they want to take any actions, they need to think, they
mhm,
need to have a reflection, because if you you can learn a lot from reflection, right? So
mhm,
like if you think oh, I'm too tired today, so what all I need is to take a rest. Maybe I can took a day off, or I need to go to buy some books, or go to some restaurant to
mhm,
maybe have a dinner with my friends. So I think it's all about human being behavior. If we
mhm.
don't have a regular reflection, we will just maybe just idle there.
Be
Yeah,
lazy.
yeah, be
Mhm.
lazy. Lazy is good if it is the result from the self reflection. I think it's
Mm.
okay.
I want
So
to give some simple feedback about regular reflection because when Jugg, you say this is something about frequency, something just comes into my mind. It seems like every day before we go to bed, for example, I might take about 10 minutes to go through all the things that happened to me today. Actually, my goal is not to make something better. I just want to think about what I've done today or somebody I met today. What do we do? And what do we get from this process? It's not like you are achieving some goal. You just review this process and get some insights from within it. I think regular reflection, no matter every day or twice a day or once a week, it means you reserve a fixed period of time for yourself to review all the things that happen to you, and you could adapt yourself to those happened events to achieve some specific goals. So I think that's why we need regular reflection, because if we don't do the regular reflection, everything might be messy. Just like KK just said, usually on weekends you won't think anything. You try to make your brain empty, right? Lay down on the grass and just enjoy a
retest.
small trip with your family or friends, something like that. And at a time, we just reserve the time for ourselves. Actually, that's another form of a reflection. It's one of the way to accumulate our energy for the next step.
Thanks, KK and Andy. And my
Thank
idea
you.
for this
Mhm,
question, I would like to talk about the frequency because I know the reflection is important, but what's the frequency we do the reflection? So,
mhm,
for example, like if you were in the company and I think everyone need to do the like an annual report and you review yourself for 1 year. So that means
yeah,
when you can adjust your next step, the time is after the 1 year.
yeah.
So I think the frequency for the regular reflection, the meaning is reducing the feedback loop time.
Mm,
So if we change ourselves or we do some change for 1 quarter or 1 month, 1 week or 1 day, that's different. If we do the regular reflection every day or every week, I think the feedback loop is very short. So it's easily to like adjust some baby step.
mm,
So I think that's my opinion for why we need the regular reflection. Go back to the retrospective. Something they don't want to run the retrospective for every sprint. Maybe they say,
mhm,
oh, yeah, we run the retrospective, but we run the retrospective once per quarter. or once per 2 months. Let's talk about the next question. Okay. So yeah, that's all today. I'm very thanks our friends KK and Andy to join the discussion, Agile retrospective reflection. Yeah, I also learned something. Yeah, and take away something. And thank you guys. And maybe next time we could also host or book another meeting, like to talk about another topic in English. Finally, say goodbye to our audience. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. See you next time. Bye
Thank
bye.
you.
Bye.
Ciao,
Thank
ciao.
you.
Bye bye.